All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. 365, we making a plays. You talking the game, get you through the days. Great high in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety, topics, living the same. All presentation, sports information. Hitting the airways, taking the nation. All sport, all plays, like working your faces. Grace at the field, so tie the laces. All sports, all plays. Network. All sports, all plays. Network. We on top of our game. All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays.
Hey everyone, Kelsey Nicole Nelson here, a DMV-based sports reporter and host, working right now with the Draft Network and listening with KNN on Fox Sports Radio, as well as many other things. Look, if it's in DC, I cover it, trying to bring the sports fans the knowledge and news that they need. But anyways, I'm not here to talk about myself. I'm here to tell you all about the ASAP Sports Network. That's All Sports, All Plays Network, because let me tell you, the fellas bring the heat each and every show and each and every time they come on. I've had a chance and a privilege to be a special guest. I'm already looking forward to the next time. But again, the ASAP Network is going to be one that you all want to check out on social media, because there's good sports shows, and then there's great sports shows, and then there's the ASAP Sports Network. Check them out on social media. You won't be disappointed. Again, I'm giving my endorsement to them because they're just that good. So be sure to check them out. You won't regret it. Bye, guys.
What's goody? As I have this beautiful thing over my face. Hee 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 hee. Oh, I was trying to do something. You see, I was trying to do something and then messed up. My bad. Welcome to another show of Red Cup Rants. I am your host, LBZ Pashizi, and I am waiting on Dre, and I am also waiting on Phil. Phil said he should be here shortly. So I just wanted to start off by saying, yeah, you see something a little bit different. And it's because we decided to join ASAP Network. Um, all sports, all plays. That's what the video was. I do a show with them, Just Say the Truth, on Wednesdays and Fridays with my crew. I got recorded. I'm recorded. I got recruited by Freddie. And if you're looking for, to do a podcast somewhere, hit up Freddie. You can hit up me. I can direct you to him. Um, it's a great network, great, great group of guys, and I should say a couple gals because there's only two of us. Well, technically there's like two and a half, like three, but yeah, that's neither here nor there. But they are looking for somebody to talk about some hockey. They're looking for I think MMA. It's different. It's different places. Um, I'm sorry, not different places, but they are looking for, just different things besides football and, baseball. They're looking for different genres. So like I said, if you are interested, let me know and I will let them know and we can work this out as a family, as a unit. But I do want to talk about some sports. I guess we'll talk about NFL real quick. And NFL, we're going to talk about Seattle. WTF. I don't even want to curse today. I'm trying to be in a non-cursing mood. But Seattle, you had one job. And y'all went in, and I had a feeling this was going to happen. Y'all went in to Washington on a Monday night and looked like garbage. Dumpster juice. Hot dumpster juice. That's the best way I can describe it. Like, what happened? Like, I understand this season might be completely over for Seattle, but y'all ain't even trying. Like, can we try as a unit? Can we try? The game exactly, John. The game was. I actually stopped watching it. I'm just gonna throw that out there. They look, yes, exactly. They looked like hot garbage, Tony and Jonathan. I'm gonna be honest with you. I stopped watching it. My mom told me about the very end about how they got a penalty. They recovered the onside kick and then ended up having a penalty. Um, that is probably the biggest surprise out of them all. I will say that with you. I did not expect DK Metcalf because I was in group chats saying, "What happened to DK? Where is DK?" And he was not there. Um, what up, Phil?
What's going on?
Nothing, but we are talking right now. We are talking about what is going on with the Seahawks and Washington game, or lack thereof. And then this comment just came up how DK Metcalf basically got shut down, and that was probably you got one reception, 13 yards.
Wow.
One reception out of everybody to get shut down. That was the last person I thought would be shut down. I thought
Especially with
maybe,
that secondary. That
yeah,
their secondary is not good. That he could have easily exposed anybody in their secondary. So
exactly.
that's shocking to me that he he was stopped. But I mean, the Seahawks have looked really bad this year,
Yeah.
and we can say, hey, well, uh, Russell was out for a while. Yeah, that is true. Wilson was out for a while, but when he got back, I expected the team to at least get something going where they would at least make the playoffs, make a push for a wild card. And it seems like it's not going to be that, especially losing to Washington. And I'm not taking anything from Washington. Their front seven is vicious, one of the better fronts in the league.
Mm-hmm.
But that secondary is very suspect. And I've seen big numbers put on that secondary.
Yeah.
So I'm completely shocked that he only had 1 reception for 13
One
yards.
one reception. And then Tyler Lockett had three for 96.
I could have
Um,
I could have
Everett,
been asleep and and passed gas and got that. Like I don't
yeah.
understand.
Like what they should have did, because it looks like their tight ends, their tight end, um, Everett, that just came over from, well, I think, what did he play for? I mean, not St. Louis. I'm about to call it St. Louis Rams. Los Angeles Rams. He had 5 reception, 37 yards. He had a TD, and then Swain had a touchdown. But like this, Wilson just looked like horrible. Just just horrible. And at this point, okay, I'm not saying okay, he had 247 yards, 2 TDs. It's not like, but this is not what you expect for Wilson, because Wilson on primetime games shows up
I'm
and
looking
shows
for.
out.
Oh yeah, I look for a show every time he plays. So
Y-
I
y-
mean, to have that lets me know that I don't think he's 100%. If
I agree.
I think the team should just go ahead and sit him for the rest of the season. They're already a good,
Hmm.
decent team. Go ahead and take your chances with the lottery, with the draft, and see where you land. Um, tank.
Yeah.
I mean, at this point, because everything is not falling together with them, I would tank. I'll just go ahead and see where I can land in the draft. Use that draft pick as fodder to get another acquisition to the team, or draft a great acquisition to the team. But right now, I expected him to be more competitive when he came back, and that is not the case. So that leads me to believe he may not be 100%.
And I agree with Tony. He said, I thought Wilson would bounce back, especially after facing Green Bay and Arizona back to back. Coming from that injury, I think it's the beginning of the end of his last few games in Seattle. I agree. And where I'm going with this is I think it's a package deal. I think him and Pete Carroll are going out together. Like, I think this is the last days we see both. They're going to try. I think they're going to try. I don't think he has an opt. I need to look at Russell Wilson's contract. I'm not for sure if he has an opt out. Um, but I know Pete Carroll. Like, I'm pretty sure he's out. Like, I'm pretty sure. Um, I would love for him to. I agree with that. I want him out too. But yeah, he ain't going nowhere. Like he's going to be the one's definitely going to be stuck there. Like I said, I don't know if he's going. Like I said, I need to look to see if he has an opt. That's what I'm looking at. He does have a potential out in 2022, so I can see both of them. Like I said, Pete Carroll's going to get fired, and he's just going to opt out. Like I don't see him staying. He has no reason. Like right now, them not winning, there's no reason to stay, especially if Pete Carroll leaves. He's, that loyalty with Pete Carroll. I think he goes, especially if he goes. What do you think?
I definitely think Pete Carroll is on the way out. I'm not so sure about Russell right now. Um, I'm not sure. If this happens, I look for a whole rebuilding stage for Seattle. I look for them to overhaul, get rid of some big contracts if that's going to be the case.
Oh yeah.
So you say it's a package deal. I think it's more than a package deal. I think a lot more are going to be either traded in or released, so they can start rebuilding if they do to get rid of Russell. But you have to take into account who's going to be available in a free agency. You have to take accountability of who's available at the draft. Is there a quarterback of the caliber who can be just like Wilson and or
Let me tell
better?
you, this draft class coming up for QBs, this is not what you want, son.
I'm telling you. So you might want to keep Russell until you find the right one, because I'm telling you right now. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. At first, I was real skeptical about some of these quarterbacks that came out this year, but man, have
Yeah,
they performed?
yeah, they
Some of
have.
them have performed, except for one. And I'm not gonna name his name. I'm just gonna say this is a rookie woes, and he's just feeling it. But I wish Justin Field the best, but he has not performed
He's
like the
he's
other
not
ones.
performed. Like I feel bad because it you know basically we probably I know we and I mean we as us two and Dre, we support every black QB as possible. And I wanted him to be great, but it's not just him. I can't blame just him. I have to blame his surroundings and the situation he's in.
Of course, of course.
And they're not providing nothing. And the one game that he looked like himself, like the Justin Fields we know, it was when Nagy was out. Was it for COVID? That one game? Yeah, I think he had COVID. He was out for that one game, and he balled out. Then he came back, and then he changes. So I think he's going to be gone too. I don't think Nagy's going to be there next year. For I will say for Chicago Bear fans' sake, because they're get every chance they are booing this man and they are saying fire Nagy at a basketball game. Now, besides the football games, they said they went to this man's kid's soccer game or football game and started screaming fire Nagy. Like to me, that's a little bit too far. But
Yeah.
they're serious. Seattle's first round pick is owned by the Jets. Jets have back to back picks. Someone brought it up the other day. Why not bring in Cam to rebuild around him as a transition guy? And so hopefully a better QB is available. That sounds great. And so you just saw what Cam did against
That
Miami.
sounds. I'm not. Hey, Tony, I understand what you're saying, but that sounds horrible when I have Russell Wilson still. Why not just keep building around him until another quarterback or someone's available? Because at this point, me bringing in Cam is, as a GM, that's career suicide because
Yeah.
he he went back to where he started, and I just saw him stink up the joint. So
Yeah. That fairy tale story that I was like hoping and praying for um, just went down the drain when he got benched. Like I know he'll probably be starting this week. I know he'll be starting this week, but that story that we all wanted, yeah, I just don't know. But like I said, if the opt out is it he can opt out or the team can opt out because like I said, he has the potential out. So is it him that can opt out? Yeah, because it
when we're talking
doesn't.
about Russell,
Yes.
more than likely with his contract and his elite level of a quarterback that he is, he probably has the option to opt out. I would be
Oh yeah.
shocked if he relinquished that and gave it to the team to decide whether they opt out. I would be shocked.
Yeah, because he has a full no trade clause. So trading, obviously. Okay,
It's
so
not
they
gonna
said
work.
a team. Yeah, it's not going to work. It's definitely yeah.
Wow.
So he's not going to get traded. Like all these ideas of him getting traded, full no trade clause. He will not become if they since this is a team. Thank you, Vic. He will be stuck there more likely to 2024 if he does not waive that trade clause. That's when he becomes a, and like I said, I just don't know. I don't know if the team, I'm not saying it's not, it's Russell Wilson. Of course, it's Russell Wilson, but sometimes you just want to restart revamping. You know what I'm saying? And Geno Smith ain't it. Like when you start, thinking of the future, Geno Smith ain't it. Like
Who the hell is that?
huh? That's their
Who,
backup.
who the hell is that?
Geno
No.
Smith.
The only Geno Smith I remember is the guy who was with the Jets who stunk up the joint. Sure, they
Okay,
didn't
there
bring
you
him
go.
on.
Yes, that is him, bruh.
Child, I'd rather get Matt Schwab. Where Matt Schwab
Yeah.
at?
I think he's still with Atlanta, and I think he got hurt. He won't take a pay cut, so it's a chance he picks up. So he wants to pick the team he wants to be traded to, and that's the other issue. Like, who's going to pay for that?
I know a
Can
few
he
teams who
retire
can
and come
afford
back
to
to get
pay
out
for
of that
that.
contract? No, Mr. Hernandez. If you retire and come back, they still have the rights over you.
Oh yeah,
So
yes, yes,
Seattle
yes,
will
yes,
still
yes.
have the rights over him and that contract. Yeah, so that can't happen. Um, like you're looking at options. Like he's either going, like we said, like Anthony said, he's going to have to take that pay cut. He's going to have to, he's going to have to do something if he doesn't want to stay on that team. And at that contract, that contract's massive. The team might not want it. Like we talking about that, but let's talk about the contract. That's a 3-year, 107 million, and it's a 26 million dead cap.
I'll tell you this right now, and I'm gonna go right back to what I said, and Donna, I've said it a long time.
Mm-hmm.
I understand everybody wants people to get paid and get their money because they're great and they're elite. Me as a GM, I am not giving you all that money because of situations like this.
Like this.
Because I can't trade you because you have a no trade clause. And if you do waive that, I got to find somebody to pick up your big contract. And if I
Mm-hmm.
can't find somebody to pick up your big contract, then I have to ask that you renegotiate your contract. Who's going to renegotiate a $307 million contract? And it's their money that they're going to get for playing. We're
Exactly.
not even
Nobody.
talking about how much is guaranteed.
Nobody. Like I said, it's 107 million because he had. Let's see. He has a $19 million salary cap this year. He has a $5 million, fifth day of the 2022 league, $5 million roster bonus for the next 2 years. He has a lot of different bonuses in there. A $6 million Escalade available with 2023, like the performance. So he might not get all that, but the guaranteed signing bonus is 70 million. And that was, and plus the 2019 salary.
Okay, so if we're talking about reconstructing his contract, how much really can you reconstruct with that?
Yeah.
I mean, that is very, very tricky. That is very tricky, and at this point, I think he's stuck. I think he's stuck there for a while until it's time for him to be done with his contract. So he's stuck there, and at that point, just go ahead and finish your career out there because that's that's a lot of money.
Yeah, but at the same time, if they opt out, if the team opt out, that could be like I said, what you were talking about, like them dropping, them dropping dropping him to rebuild. Because you got Russell, their biggest. I had to look up their biggest ones. So of course it's Russell with their biggest option. Then you have Bobby Wagner. Tyler Lockett. I think his contract is until next. I don't think it kicks in until next year. Because he doesn't have a potential out till 2024. Because this year is only like $2 million. Next, and then like how they broke down his contract, he gets $3 million next year, and then he gets $9 million in 2023, and then he gets a signing bonus of like 3.8 for the next couple of years for the rest of the contract, and then he makes some other option, so it actually hits about 10 million. So that dead cap for his is like they pushed it back. So it's not this year that you will see, because we were talking about Lockett. Jamal Adams, of course, you can't forget about him. It's they're poor. It's the best way.
You got to be careful with those big contracts, man. I'm telling you. You got to be careful. You never know what can happen. That's what I'm saying. You don't want to. I understand you need to pay your players to keep them happy, but these enormous contracts that I'm seeing lately it does not need to happen. You never know what can happen, man. Now you got this situation. You got an elite quarterback who is stuck right now because I don't know how he's feeling. Maybe he wants to remain in Seattle. I don't know how he's feeling. I don't know how the team feels about him because this is a guy who led them to a championship. I mean, it's all fine and dandy, but I mean, when you have an enormous contract like that, it's very, very tricky to move a contract like that. And who picks that up if he waives that no trade clause? Who's going to pick that up?
Yeah, and then so only way they save money is to trade Bobby and Wilson, pretty much. Because I'm trying to look, because DK Metcalf is still on, from what I'm seeing, I think he's still on a rookie contract.
And then he's gonna want to get his money, and rightfully so.
Yeah, he's a free agent in 2023, so they're saving money on him because they're only paying him $1 million. Like, actually, he not even at $1 million this year. It's $1 million next year. He's still like at 900. I'm not lying. I'm not lying. He's $911,000 is what he's getting paid this season, and he had a 330, like a basically 340 signing bonus, and then he's getting paid off of the sense. Actually after everything, it's like 1.2 million, but that's it. Like he's probably surviving off of incentives. I'm not incentives, but people endorsements. The space of money to make sure that people keep people. The big contracts, you usually don't see the end of where a lot of money sits. That cap going up now had an extra game and people back in the stands. And yeah, we get that. It's going to change. We know that. But still, you need, if we're looking at the future, let's just say he stays there. He stays in Seattle. He's happy. You need a running back. You need a backup quarterback. You need some type of line. This is the Texans and Washington situation all over. No, this is not really, because
nowhere near close.
No. Yeah, because people want it. I'll be honest, people still want Watson, but they just don't want to touch him just because they don't know what's going to happen, because Roger Goodell is dragging his feet on this, and we had other players that were basically, not only say in the situation, but got in trouble, and they were suspended by week 2 when something happened in the summer, and they're still dragging his feet. And the only thing I can think of is because the owner that used to be the owner, now that stepped down, and him and Roger are still buddy, and they're still trying not to get the team in trouble. That's the only thing I can think of. Like, I understand that he's on some exemption list. They already put him on there, but you still need to fulfill what you need to do in the inquiry, because these women that have reported to the NFL and did these interviews feel like the NFL are dragging their feet and not doing absolutely nothing. And I have to agree with them. So the Watson situation is different. Only the difference is like I said, this situation is about money, not about 20 different women claiming he touched them. Um, and he can easily, waive that trade clause. But like you said, who wants to pay that? Who wants to, who will have the cap space for that? Um, like I said, this year is 32 million. Next year is 26. Um, I don't know. I don't know who's going to take that. 107 million in total guarantees. Who's going to take that? I can't. I can't think of anybody. When you pay your QB a big deal, it hurts the team. Just like Lamar Jackson is going to get a max deal. Yeah, and we know, even because you could even talk about you're not just Lamar, but Baker Mayfield. It's time for Baker Mayfield. At the same time, and you're sitting here. You could make an argument for either side. Do either side, deserve it? Like, don't get me wrong, I'm a big, huge Lamar Jackson fan. But, you got people saying, does Lamar Jackson deserve it? And, they have to, is Cleveland really sold on their QB situation? Like, is Baker really the man for this? I mean, I don't see, to me, the Steelers would probably take it. I don't know how much cap space they would have next season.
I don't care how much they got. They better take it because that team is but doo doo.
Yeah. Yeah, they need it.
They need a change of scenery pronto.
Do you think you mean like I understand Big Ben is going to be gone. Like, Big Ben's not coming back. Like, if Big Ben comes back, yeah, he's gone. Do you think Mike Tomlin? Do you think Mike Tomlin will be back?
He's a great coach. I'm not going to take anything away from him, but he has not produced what they expected for several seasons now. At some point, can't keep saying Big Ben. Okay, we know Big Ben is at the end of his career. We know that. But what I'm saying is we need to look at Mike Tomlin and say, hey, you haven't produced either the results of what we were hoping you could do. So at some point, he's going to be on the hot seat.
The topic, James, is do you think the Steelers team, of course, moving on from Big Ben, but do you think Mike Tomlin will be back with them? And Ricky just says is absolutely trash soft. It's worse than that, I will say.
You let the Bengals come there. You let the Bengals come in and absolutely bully you.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about little bully. I'm talking about, hey, your time is up, mine is now type bully. Like, I'm getting rid of the trash. I'm getting rid of the old and just you demolish them. And you got beat up. There was I'm not saying anything negative about the defense of not saying that they're trash, because we know they got some real, real tough guys out there. But they were bullied. And it was a shame. If you're a Steelers fan, you should not be saying Steelers all day at all.
Yeah, they said, yes, he will. I think Big rode too long. Someone mentioned that he got an extension in the offseason. He changed his contract. So even though it's weird, like he signed a 1 year, $14 million, so he could be an unrestricted free agent in 2022. So again, all those years in his contract, they did something to wipe those out. And he will be a free agent next season. Big Ben will not be back. Um, with the Steelers. And then Anthony said, you got to remember, Wilson is not picking the team. Sierra is. It's up to her. And I agree with that. Well, I agree with that too. Um, she ain't going to no city that's colder than where she's already at. Um, yeah. So Big Ben, I don't think neither one of them are coming back. Let's just throw them out. I think, like you said, Mike Tomlin is a great coach. And if they keep him, they're going to see what he can do with the new QB. But again, we're back to that situation. What quarterback goes there?
Correct.
That's where we're stuck with, because this class, like we said before, this class, hot garbage. Like, I'm pretty sure my 4-year-old can throw better than some of these QBs that are coming out of this class.
I think you may find one or two gems in that class.
Yeah.
You may find, and it's unexpected. So
yeah.
I do not believe that if you are a team looking to rebuild, you start your rebuilding process next year with a quarterback. I think you need to hang on to who you got right now until you can find a quarterback to meet your needs.
Someone said Mike turned down the USC job. That don't mean he won't get fired.
Right.
Just, he just probably don't want to go to college. There will be some
interest in coaching. Yeah, he has no interest in coaching a college team, but does not mean he can't be fired from an NFL team. And if he is fired, I look for him to bounce back instantly. He will find another job instantly. There will not be a delay on whether he finds a job. If he's let go tomorrow, he finds a job tomorrow. I can guarantee that. He's that kind of coach. But he hasn't. If you look at it, the numbers speak for itself. And there's not been a Super Bowl in quite some time. There has not even been an appearance in the conference final in quite some time. So if I'm not mistaken, so at this point you have to look at him and put him on the hot seat as well. I think they rode Big Ben too long. I think they should have started their correct. I think they should have started their rebuilding process a while back. And that's crazy.
Like we said, Ricky, there's only a few. Like, we're not sleeping on anybody. It's just there's only a few. Like, you can't say this is a really strong draft class for QBs. Like, it's just not. Like, this one, compared to what we just went through these last couple of seasons, no. Like, this one, like I said, you might have this gentleman here. You can have, pick and choose, but there's not many that that have. We got Lincoln Riley. Yeah, that's it. They're not great class in QB in this draft. There's not. This is not what. So back again, we're back to square one. Even if Seattle decided to let go of, opt out of that contract, even if, we already know, like I said, Big Ben is not going to be back because, for one, you don't want him back. So do you start Dwayne Haskins? Because that's your backup. Dwayne Haskins is their backup. And this last game, Dwayne wasn't even dressed because they didn't even have him active. And I blame the team for this, because that would have been a perfect opportunity for him to go in and try to do something instead of nothing. This draft class is for offensive and defensive. It's offensive line and defensive. I agree. It definitely ain't no quarterback.
You hear that, Kansas City? O-line and defensive. You hear that, Kansas City?
You can say, hold on. You can say that for Atlanta,
Kansas City,
Seattle.
You guys hear that?
Yeah. This is your class. Like, you need to get all the picks. I don't care what you need to do. You need to get all the draft picks. And I agree with you, because, especially I know you're a Steelers fan. Haskins, and Rudolph, but we can't blame. So we say Dwayne Haskins' work ethic is not bad, is not good. but we haven't heard anything negative since he came to the Steelers. Let's just throw it out there. Like we heard all this negativity when he was with their team in DC. Because I believe one, they put it out there because they didn't like him. This is just my opinion, not saying you have to agree with me, but I don't think they liked him. I don't think he fit their scheme. So I think they threw some stuff out there. Then when he got to the Steelers, the Steelers are more, I will say, harder on you because they have a code in Pittsburgh, and you haven't heard nothing, absolutely nothing. But I agree, is Mason Rudolph or Dwayne Haskins the future of the Steelers? No, but at one point you got to give at least Dwayne Haskins a chance. If you're giving him a chance to be back on the team, at least give him a chance, especially when your team is down 50,000 points to one. That's get him in there, see what he can do. Ryan Fitzpatrick will be the starter for the Pittsburgh, and
Wouldn't be
I don't know.
shocked.
I
Wouldn't be
can't even
shocked.
argue because I can see it. I can see it. I can definitely see it. Denver just needs an O line, not defense. Denver. I wanted to talk about Denver. Denver is one of those teams. I know. Yeah, he didn't fit their scheme, so that's what That's what I didn't think. Didn't think he wanted to be there. But Denver, Nate, your Denver team, they can, if they keep winning, and they can slide. They can possibly slide into these playoffs as a wild card. Like that's the team I want to talk about, and in a second. Haskins and Mike Tomlin have the same agent. They got him there because it doesn't guarantee him a job. He's got to earn it, and that's why I said when you're down by 50,462 points, let him get in there. What's it going to hurt? Because the only thing that's hurting is Big Ben's reputation.
He's like correct, and I don't see what more could have happened. What could have happened? What could have went wrong with changing the quarterback at the time? Because Big Ben obviously wasn't it. And I was just looking at it, I was like, oh my God, at least pinch the bitch. Are y'all gonna do that at least?
I wanted
Pinch.
that. I wanted the stick. You know that meme, the stick, and you just poke, do something.
You
Like that's
do
what I want.
something.
Do. I don't care what you do. Just do something.
I don't care if you came. I don't care if a defender from the Steelers ran full speed at the running back and just shotgun drop kicked him. I don't care, but you needed to do something. There was no sense of urgency. There was no fear. And this is another thing, and I've realized this season, a lot of teams have lost their lore because you go in and you say, "Oh my God, I got to play Kansas City." Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. People are not afraid of Kansas City anymore. People are not afraid of Pittsburgh anymore. People are not afraid
Yep.
of the Bucks. They're not afraid. So
No, Anthony.
you're seeing this, and you're like, hey, like, is there a change of the guard happening? Like, am I chalking this season up to a lot of injuries? That's why teams haven't gotten to the start that we're accustomed to. And yes, that is true. A lot of injuries have happened. But I'm telling you, this is clear cut. You really don't know who is going to go into February, and you really don't. I have a hunch that it'll still be the Bucks still being there holding up the trophy, but that's not clear cut because you've seen
Yeah.
the NFC have some very good, very big surprises. I didn't expect the Cardinals to be who they are right now. I didn't expect for the Rams with Stafford just to come out blazing and doing the things that they're doing. I didn't expect Green Bay to actually have the season that they're having when you just had a guy like Aaron Rodgers who wanted out of Green Bay. I
Yeah.
didn't expect that. So a lot of things are open. Yeah, I didn't see the troubling woes of the Chiefs. I didn't think it was that bad until I looked at the game. I'm like, oh yeah, y'all defense is that bad. Y'all are
Yeah.
surviving on pure offense alone.
Yeah.
And let's just be honest, they won games. The games that they've been winning have been because the teams haven't played well. So they're capitalizing on teams not playing well. But the
Yeah.
teams
Because
that do play well, that they play them, they struggle. So
yeah.
I look at it and I'm like, yeah, a lot of people, a lot of teams have lost the lure. They're not afraid of these guys anymore. They're not afraid of the
I
teams
don't
anymore.
know.
They're
I
coming
don't know
out.
if that's. I don't know if that's true either. Like, I'm just going to be honest with you. We're back like we just talked about Green Bay. Like, um, the no one's scared of the Chiefs,
And it's their defense. I can't
and
be
with that
afraid of a
defense,
team that I can put numbers up on. Just you can put
exactly.
numbers up too, but if I can put numbers up on you, then I'm at the point where I think I have a great chance in beating you
Yeah,
because you can't stop what I'm doing either.
yeah. Like you can't do absolutely nothing, and then that you're going to at least pick off Mahomes at least 2 or 3 times. Like it's getting to that point. So that's what I'm saying. I don't think you could be back. As a fan, you could think you're back, but I don't. I think you might make it to the playoffs? Sure, but do I think you're going to make it far? No.
Not with that defense. No.
Now with that defense, and
Not with that defense.
and people are catching on to Patrick Mahomes and that kind of just throwing it, and Kelsey will be there, kind of. You know what I'm saying? Like moment, like that's when he's getting picked off. And that's when, like I said, that's when your team is not scary anymore. Do you think Carolina will get Wilson because Cam and Donald are not the solution there? Again, we're back to money. We're back to
And assets, money and assets. And when I say
and because
assets, I
Darnold,
mean your team players. Who are you willing to give to get?
yeah, because Darnold is, you just paid him a lot of money.
For what reason? I have no idea.
What were you thinking? Let's start there. Did you not see the stat line that he had in New York? Like, I'm pretty sure any of my Jet friends fans that could tell you what were you paying him for? Because this ain't it. But would I think it would be a good fit for him? I could see him actually going to Carolina and winning. But again, it's all about that money. It's all about if that team opts out. Like there's so many factors that play that I just don't know if it will happen. Great Brian, I think the Sunday is a big test. The Chiefs really are. Do y'all play each other? Does Denver play? Is it Chiefs and Denver this week, Nate? Yes, it is. Broncos and Chiefs. Sunday night. That game, even though it sounds like it's going to be horrible, I think it's going to be a great game. And trade Wilson for Matt Ryan. You can't. You can't. And why would you? You know what I'm saying? At this rate, like for Matt Ryan to go, why would you go from a city that already has no O line to another city that has no O line? You trying to get me killed twice? Like
Right.
I'm not dying for y'all.
Y'all trying to have me assassinated.
That sounds like a setup, Anthony. This right here was a straight setup.
I'm not lying. Do
Like
you not like Russell Wilson? I'm trying to figure out what you do.
or Matt Ryan. Like which one don't
Right.
you like? Because either one of them is going to die because they don't have a line. Switching, you're going to go from cities that don't have lines to other cities that don't have lines. Like okay, Anthony, we used to be cool. But that one is just like I said, that's a straight setup. Like what Cat Williams said. I know what a setup feels like. We're right there. It is. I'm confident in my team, and the Chiefs defense hasn't given up 20 points during the 4 game winning streak. And like I said, go for it. Um, I just think Sunday is going to be a different test for you because the Broncos are trying to steal the number one spot. They're trying to get in them playoffs. Um, Teddy Bridgewater is trying to keep that team his. Um, I like Teddy Bridgewater. Someone brought it up earlier. James brought it up earlier that he's a good QB. I've always liked Teddy Bridgewater. I just didn't like how Minnesota did him. Um, um, Thank you, Steve. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And Damien, that's suicide. That I guess he's talking about the Matt Ryan versus that trade. Like I said, that trade is garbage. But this game, I really think, like I said, I think it's going to be closer than what people think. I think people expect Chiefs to blow the Broncos out, but I just don't see that. I don't see that. I see the Broncos, but they're playing for the life right now, like basically their lifeline of playoffs because they're on the cusp. They're on the cusp, and Minnesota messed up on Teddy Bridgewater. I have 19-13 Chiefs. I think it's gonna be higher than that in points. I think we're gonna have a shootout. Phil, do you think we have a shootout?
I'm gonna go 27. I'm gonna go 27-23. And I am leaning towards Denver.
Oh, I swear to God, if these numbers are the same exact numbers, you already know where I'm finna come. You already know where I'm finna go. You need to drop me them lottery numbers. People are paying attention to Denver, and as they should. As they should. Broncos have rebounded too. They have and quality receivers. Judy back. Judy back helps a lot. Bringing, getting Bridgewater back and Judy, yeah. 28-21 Chiefs. Like I agree with everybody in these very close, very, very close scores. You're the third person that told me Denver in 2 days. I'm rooting for Denver. I think Denver wins this. And I think Denver wins it by like 3 points. So I'll say 28-25 or maybe 4 points, 28-24. It's going to be Denver. I got Denver winning this. Like I don't get me wrong. I don't have any problem with the Chiefs, but the hungriness in Denver that I am seeing right now, I can't ignore that. Especially like I said, when Teddy came back, because he came back, I think right when he played the Cowboys, I already knew we were going to lose. Okay, so me and James have the same score. That's my score too. 28-24 Denver. We're sticking to it. But yeah, when they came and played us, I was like, oh yeah, we're gonna lose. Like, and then let's see the rest of the schedule. They play the Lions. They play them nasty Bengals. Of course, they play the Raiders, the Chargers again, and then they have the last game of the season. They have to play the Chiefs again. That last game could be for all the marbles for both of them. If they keep winning, that could be for all the marbles for the division.
Tell you right now, if the Bengals get into one of those wild card spots, whoever has to face the Bengals better watch out.
Oh yeah.
And if they do win and go and face whoever they have in the next round, better watch out. Because this team is very well balanced. I don't think people realize how well balanced they are. And their defense is coming along, and they are rugged, They are tough. And they're starting to hit a stride and they're starting to put things together at the right moment. And we
Yep.
always tell people right around this time, teams start to find their niche and they start to stride and they start to get better. And then poof, you have situations and scenarios that you thought you never would see. So I'm not gonna sit back and bat an eye and say, oh, this is Denver. Denver may not get in. I'm not batting my eye and say Denver won't get in. I think Denver definitely gets in. And whoever the play they
Because
give
right
them,
now they're 7-4. They're right behind the Ravens. Um, they would right now if they would get a wild card spot. It would be them and the Bills, and the wild card spot. Uh, I like I said this, like you said, this team is getting hot at the right
yeah,
time. Joe Mixon,
correct.
who thought little old Joe would be having the season he is having? Like he just rushed 165 yards on Pittsburgh. 2 TDs.
A team known for stopping the
The
run.
run. Yeah. The Raiders, he got 123 yards. Yeah, yeah. Just
You want to talk about being dominant. You want to talk about how and they've been very dominant these last few games. You look at them and you say, "Whoa, it's not a real glaring weakness that you can pinpoint," and they're starting to hit their stride. But they're not the only team hitting their stride. They're
yeah.
not the only team right now. And I dare say you got to worry about the Patriots again because slowly but surely they're putting it together as well. They're 8-4.
Yeah.
Won the last 6 games.
Ignore us. We're watching hockey. We
So
just scored.
um, there are some teams that are starting to hit a stride. So like I said,
hmm
it's going to be very telling. It's going to be very interesting these playoffs this next couple of months,
Can we talk
couple of
about your
weeks.
team? Can we talk
Well,
about your team? Your team.
hey,
Your team.
the
Your team. Like
Patriots.
the Patriots. Your team. What is your team doing?
They
Like
are actually playing
8-4?
defense.
Like
They
eight and
are
four?
playing defense, and the offense is coming along quite
Yes.
nicely with the rookie quarterback, who in my opinion could be rookie of the year, could
He
be
could be.
that and playing exceptionally well.
Yes.
Time very manageable with the football. Time management is everything with him right now. He's a rookie. Why wouldn't it be? The defense is great, and him not turning the ball over as much, and the defense actually getting off of the field. It is
Yeah. Yeah.
looking like Tom Brady esque all over again, where you don't make those mistakes and you always give your team a shot at winning.
hmm
He is no Tom Brady. I am not saying that he is no Tom Brady, but that team and what they are doing, they are clicking on all cylinders right now. The defense is playing exceptionally well, and he's not turning the ball over. He's making great decisions and they're relying on his arm, but not as much. So
And
they're starting to find their balance as well.
this comment builds create a winning atmosphere in the Patriots. Brady beating the Patriots woke them up. Not Tom Brady just yet. Um, they always get hot. I don't care who the QB is. Obviously, I've only seen two, and there's more than that. But the Patriots always get hot at the right
Right
time,
around this,
and I feel
and it's right
and
around
this
this
and
time.
here we are thinking we wrote them off, thinking that they're not going to be there, and they come knocking on the door like, oh, by the way, we're in first place. Like you slept on us. Like
But that's what Bill likes. That's what Bill Belichick likes. That's what he wants. He wants bulletin board. He makes bulletin board material for that team every week.
hmm
And it can be nothing that needs to be on that board, but he will find something to put on that board. And he looks for the slightest comment of someone to say. It could be Oh, well, it's the Patriots. Their uniforms are yellow, and it is right there on the board for you to see. Hey, he said we got yellow uniforms. What are we
Yep.
going to do about it? It is the simplest of things. And that's why I say he's a Hall of Fame coach, no doubt about it. I love Bill Belichick. I wish the relationship with him and Tom Brady was still there, but it's not. And we're moving on and we're rebuilding. And right now, it looks like we're in the right direction for the second year without Tom Brady. For the second year, the second year right now, everything looks just fine because
Because
we the weren't
you were one of the first people, you know, that said Cam was not the option. Like
no
not the
no.
option in New England. And I had to agree with you. And I don't think like we stated before, him leaving wasn't because of his vaccination status. Him leaving was because he didn't fit. Him, him getting let go was because, like everyone, I heard this conversation and it was like the truest conversation. Most owners don't want you to know who the backup is. Most owners, because then usually it starts controversy. Like, look what happened in Chicago. Andy Dalton, was out there looking bad until they were screaming for Justin Fields. In New England, it would have been right when Mac started, Jones started doing horrible. They were going to start screaming for Cam Newton, and he kept saying his aura, his aura. No, it's just most owners don't want you to know the backup. Like, let's just put it out. Let's just put it out there. And he didn't fit their scheme. They want you to run, but they don't want you to run as much as Cam. Like, they want you to run a little bit. They want you to run to get out of plays, and then that's it. Um, so somebody comment, funny thought, Dallas fixed their issues. No, Dallas didn't fix not a dang thing. What it is, I'm just gonna put this out there, and I love Dak. I love Dak to death. But Dak is in his head right now, and he's not fully 100% either. When we're talking about these QBs that came back too early from an injury, I am right there with Dak. At this point, we should have just kept um Cooper Rush in, because we have a running back that's hurt and we have a quarterback that's hurt, and it's hurting us as a team more than helping us. But we're going to go back to the Patriots. Yes, in December they're playing great football. Patriots is getting it done. I don't know anybody on their defense. Maybe a veteran DB. Your defense is fairly young, ain't it?
Yeah, fairly young, very young. But then you still got one of the McCourties out there, so it is. If I'm telling you guys right now, if we get a Brady versus Belichick Super Bowl, do you know the ramifications that you're about to step into? You're going to see a bunch of Patriot highlights for nothing but Tom Brady. You're going to see nothing but Bill and Tom on the sideline celebrating. Then they're going to go into the little video package where the relationship went sour a little bit. They move on, and Tom wins the Super Bowl in his first year. You got Bill Belichick scrambling, trying to put the team together so they can be relevant again. And he did a fairly good job this season, because he's done a great job this season thus far.
Yep.
The storylines in that Super Bowl are going to be ridiculous. And I'm going to be torn. I'm going to be torn because I'm a Patriots fan all through and through, but I'm never going to forget what Tom Brady has done for that organization.
Oh, so, yeah. I could already see you be hurt. You're going to be hurt.
I'm going to be hurt because part of me is going to be like, yeah, Tom, I want you to get another ring before you decide to run out into the sunset. But then again, I'm ready to get back to our winning ways as well. So I'm going to be very torn. I'm going to be torn. I'm going to be hurt. But at the end of the day, I'm going to be happy because either way, I'm going to win in the situation. I'm going to be happy one way or another. But I'm not ruling that out. I did rule it out. I'm like, no, that if the Patriots, if we do make the playoffs, hey, we may not get far. But the way they're playing and the way that they're figuring things out and the way that they're hot right now, I'm not counting them out. They could be in the Super Bowl. They could.
You're playing And then let's look at your schedule. You play the Bills this week, which is I think this is probably your
I think that's a tough task.
toughest. That's the this will probably be the toughest there. Oh, there's Uncle Dre. Uncle Dre must have took a nap.
I thought he was dead.
Yeah. You alive?
Dead, passed out.
I thought he was dead. No,
Dead,
he's
passed
alive.
out.
He's alive.
Can
Can you hear us?
Yeah, he can hear some shit.
Can he hear us? He happy. We're gonna go back to your schedule. Your schedule, like I said, you play the Bills this weekend. I think this is probably the Bills and the Colts. I think are going to be actually your two toughest opponents. I'm not saying because then you have to play the Bills again. So Bills, Colts, and Bills, back-to-back games. I think that is going to probably be your toughest schedule. Don't get me wrong, you play the Jaguars and the Dolphins. Any division game when you play like the Dolphins is going to be hard, but this is going to be your true test because this one, and then you play December 18th. So is that a Thursday game?
I think that is a Thursday game.
Yeah, I think it is. If I can get I'm thinking in my head, because that's who. Then you play the Colts. No, it's a Saturday game. Forgot to say. Yeah, Saturday games. Saturday games. So you play on Saturday. So you play on the 6th, and then you don't play again to the 18th. So like you have your break, but like I said, it's going to be hard when you have the Bills, the Colts, the Bills back-to-back games. I need Bill to get a ring without Tom Brady. Then will he be considered the greatest coach? What do you think, Uncle Dre? How do you feel about this Patriots team?
I have nothing to say. They beat my Falcons pretty good, so I have nothing to say about the Patriots.
Hey, and being the person that I am of nothing but moral and class, I never even messaged you and said, none of that. I didn't even do that.
No, because I told you. We talked about this last week when I said everybody's talking about the Patriots and the come up. I called this last week. I told you this last week. If the Patriots get on the run, that they are going to be something to a force to be reckoned with. And I said it. A Tom Brady versus Bill Belichick Super Bowl is not within. It's not without. It's not like.
It's in the ground.
No, we talked about it. We said, "Oh, it's just a fantasy. Oh, it's now it's like
it's looking like
how the Titans fell off, and how the Ravens don't look good. It looks very plausible right now. I tried to tell everybody that, and I got laughed at, but now are y'all laughing now?
I didn't laugh at you.
No, it wasn't that. It was just people.
No, because when you start seeing things, Titans fans
and Chiefs fans, and I just said it there. I just said, just watch out. And I told Phil this. I said, just watch out for this Patriots team because they have a quarterback that can actually play now. Bill Belichick has a guy that could actually play football at the quarterback position, and their defense is doing great. And I said this before, and people was just like, whatever. Now they're just like, oh. So
Tampa Bay won't make it to the Super Bowl with their defense. If their defense is healthy, their issue is healthiness.
Health. It's health.
Health.
People are forgetting that they are banged up and they're still winning. So if they're 100%, we're talking about a well-oiled machine, and there's nothing you can really do. You got to pick your
lose. They didn't lose anybody. You know what I'm saying? You're losing people because of health issues, but you got to remember this is the same squad that went all the way to the Super Bowl. If they come back fully healthy by the playoffs, like I know they'll be out. I think they'll probably be down at least one corner because I think he was done for the season because he had surgery. But if you had all these people back and healthy, Tampa Bay, I could see our Brady versus Belichick Super Bowl. I can see it.
Mind you, can we go back to last season around this time where they were banged up and then they got healthy?
Yep.
And do we need to replay that storyline of what happened after they got healthy? No.
Yeah, no. Yeah, we're sitting here trying to figure it out. Like, weren't they just beat
If
up
they,
2 days ago?
the crazy thing is, even if they stay hurt, they still got a shot of going to the Super Bowl. That's how dynamic the team is. They still have a shot, even banged up like it
Mm-hmm.
is. They have a better shot. I think they have a better shot right now than Kansas City because Kansas City defense ain't stopping a fly from entering the house. They're not even beating up on wet paper bags with that defense.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. And one of those teams that the Chiefs beat up on was the Cowboys. But again, we can go back and say Zeke is playing hurt and Dak is playing hurt. So yeah, you didn't beat them to 20 points, but you haven't played a team. I want to say, did you play a team that was like healthy?
Elite.
I'm not saying even elite. Yeah, like I'm not saying the Cowboys. I will say it first because I've heard Uncle Dre is getting people in his inbox saying the Cowboys are going to make it to the Super Bowl or the Cowboys. We're not going to make it past the first round at this rate. If we keep losing, Washington is going to sneak in and take over the division. Like my division can't figure out what they want, but let Washington get on the hot streak because they have the weapons. And someone mentioned it earlier. Damon Hernandez mentioned it earlier. How Heineke was looking. Like, let them get hot. I'm not saying they're going to make it. Be great in the playoffs, but they can come and steal the division.
One. I'm telling you, if the way this season is going, there are going to be a few teams that play spoiler to some of these big time to some of these teams that we expect to make the playoffs. It's going to be someone's going to play spoiler and say, "Well, we're going to make sure we win this game just so you can't be in the playoffs." So I see that happening. There's going to be a team. It's going to be, I think, at least two teams that we expect to make the playoffs that won't make the playoffs because a team is going to play spoiler.
I'm looking right now, Anthony. I know there was a rookie. It was like a rookie cornerback was one. Every Cowboys player who isn't vaccinated that has contracted this COVID this season, including Amari Cooper and Neil Pertine, said the team is now 100%. Cornerback Nashawn Wright, I think it's Nashawn or Noshawn. No, it's not Noshawn. It's Nashawn. Right? He tested positive. So he won't play besides Mike McCarthy. And Amari won't play because he still doesn't feel good. They're not mentioning any other names. I will keep looking to see who else is on this list. But yeah, who won the three? Yeah, definitely. They won 3 in a row, and we keep losing. Like who knows? I don't even know who Brett Urban is. Go ahead.
Since the Cowboys have been losing, I haven't had any more inboxes, so I'm good now.
Oh, okay.
All that hype done died down now. So
okay. Yeah, because I will help you.
But doesn't it always does that?
I haven't had no more inboxes except when they beat us, and then after that they started losing. I haven't heard anything else. So it's mighty quiet between them and the Saints. It's been mighty quiet on my timeline and my inbox.
Yeah, we played.
Well, I really didn't have the Saints doing anything. I'm sorry. I don't have the Saints. The Saints are not back yet. They're just not back yet.
Okay, so Anthony. Okay, so Terrence Steele, offensive line, Joe Philbin, assistant O-line coach Jeff Blasco, offensive coaching assistant Scott Tolson are all on the COVID list. None of them will be available Thursday. So and then like I said, then we have that rookie that I mentioned earlier. And I think that's all of them. That everybody that has been vaccinated. My AFC playoff picture right now in order is Pats, Ravens, Chiefs, Titans, Bills, Bengals, Colts. I can see all of those teams making it to the playoffs. And I think, like I said, I really think because I refuse to sleep on Bill Belichick. I refuse. There's some people that you can sleep on, and there's some people you don't. And that's one of the people I don't. I do not sleep on Bill Belichick, even though I like the Chiefs. I could see, like you said, like people say, you don't want to see them in the playoffs. We have a Chiefs fan in here that is positive, but me, it's the Patriots because they're getting hot at the right time. What do you think, Drake? Do you like this? Do you like this list, or do you see
Nah, I
somebody
pretty
else
much.
getting for the AFC?
I'll swap out the Colts for the Chargers.
Hmm.
I think the Chargers could sneak in there over the Colts because with the Colts playing in the AFC South, well, it all depends because the Chargers play in a way tougher division than the Colts do. But I will say, if the Chargers can get it together, they'll get in there before the Colts do. I just don't see the Colts finishing. I don't.
Yeah, I don't think they will.
That'll be my one switch out. The Bengals playing good football, and then it's the Titans. I think the Titans have won enough games for them to not go completely out. But I will say they're not going to make it far.
Oh yeah,
they're not going to make it far because Henry's gone, and AJ Brown hasn't been playing. Julio hasn't been playing.
Isn't AJ Brown? Did they just put him on the?
And Julio hasn't been playing. So you're basically dependent on Tannehill to get you out to the playoffs, and I don't see that happening. So they'll get in the playoffs. They'll get in the playoffs, but I don't see them advancing past the first round. And considering the fact this new format, I don't see them getting past the wild card round. It depends on who they play. If they play somebody like the Bengals or the Ravens or the Chiefs, I don't see them going too far. So
somebody asked about the 49ers. Right now, right now, is there even a conversation? Like you're 6-5, and as of right now, I'm gonna say, didn't AJ Brown just go on the IR? Thank you, Ricky. Cowboys, Cardinals have the best record, and then you have the Packers. Then you have the Bucks. So you have 9-2, 9-3, 8-3 right now. And then Cowboys are 7-4. So that's your division, people. Your wild card could be actually like the Rams. And then you have Washington knocking on the door. You have the Vikings knocking on the door. And I'm not saying your Niners couldn't, but your Niners are 6-5. They're knocking on the door too. You would literally have to just win every game. But this division, I will say the number one spot, of course, number one seed is between the Cardinals and Packers. Packers need Cardinals to lose, and Cardinals need just to keep winning. Because if either one of them lose and the Buccaneers get that number one spot, it's a wrap.
Mm-hmm.
It's a wrap.
I don't see the 49ers going too. I don't see the 49ers going far, especially with all the injuries. I don't see them going far. They'll get in the playoffs, but they're not going far.
The Super Bowl winner will come out of the NFC.
Yeah, I don't see them going too far. So, but we'll see. But I think I'm confident enough to say that.
Out of Dallas, Arizona, or the Packers, or who you think San Fran should root for in the face of a potential wild card? It depends on your.
Neither one. The 49ers are going to lose to either one of those teams if they play them.
Yeah. Yeah, you're.
I could say I might say Dallas because
you might want to say Dallas because they're the only ones.
I could say Dallas, but I'll even pick Dallas over San Francisco. The injury bug is winning right now. So
it's kicking their butt for the last couple of seasons. It's not even just one season. It's been like 3 seasons. Yeah. Like, I don't know what y'all need to do out there. Stop drinking the water or something. Because Jesus,
they're too injury prone.
our friend Betsy about to lose her mind.
Yeah,
Like,
they're too injury prone right now to
and then
even.
Debo's hurt. Debo's hurt again.
And they lost Warner. Warner's gone for a couple weeks.
Yeah,
Their best linebacker. Bosa's nicked up.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I could say Dallas because Dallas is just as banged up as they are, but if they was to play, I'll even pick Dallas over San Francisco at this point. I don't. And then you talk about the Packers and the Packers and the Arizona. No, Arizona beat San Francisco without their best player. So just imagine Arizona fully healthy playing the San Francisco team. It wouldn't even be close. I hate to say it.
But yeah, if they were healthy, like full healthy team, of course we wouldn't be in a situation. They wouldn't be at number 6. I think they would probably be, they might be number 5, and I'll reason say number 5 just because I don't know if you'll have a better record than Arizona. But I think you would have a definite spot into these into this wild card playoff. And I think you could have went far, but this injury bug, I just don't think your team has it.
No, they too many injuries, man. It was just like that last year.
Yeah.
It just seems like ever since they made the Super Bowl, just the injury bug just camped out at San Francisco. So
and it's just staying there like waving. Like, I don't know if y'all need some Lysol, some bleach. Like burn the building down, something.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
Change conditioning coaches. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what you need to do.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, man, because pre-injury, the 49ers are one of the strongest teams in the league, but that injury bug is something else, man. It's something else. Like, and it's not just like minor injuries. I'm talking about these are like key, like major injuries. So it's crazy.
This is a great question. I think one of you two should definitely answer it, or both. If Andy Reid beats Bill Belichick in the playoffs, would that elevate Reid's legacy?
No, because he won a Super Bowl. He doesn't need to elevate nothing. He won a Super Bowl.
He won a Super Bowl. He
won a Super Bowl. I mean, what else does he have to prove? That's just my opinion. Go ahead, Phil.
I agree. I don't understand where that really comes from. He won a Super Bowl. Like, let's not forget that.
Has he ever beaten Bill Belichick? Like, that's
I'm pretty sure he has.
Well, he hasn't.
Regular
Well,
season.
when they met in the Super Bowl when he was with the Eagles, they lost. The AFC Championship game, they lost. He beat him in the regular season, but regular season he beat him in the regular season when they blew him out at Foxborough, and that's when the Patriots won the Super Bowl again.
So he's 0-3. He's 0-3 versus Andy Reid.
But he's not the only team that's probably 0-3 against Bill Belichick. Let's be honest here now.
I mean, the Falcons are 0-6, so I mean, come on.
Yeah, like I guess what he's saying, because you do have, like, he was while coaching the Eagles, he's 0-3, and then, but since became the Chiefs head coach, he's faced them. He's 3-3. So I don't think it would change anything. But like I say, he won the Super Bowl.
It won't elevate his legacy. His legacy is intact, and the fact that he won a Super Bowl, it pretty much submits him. His legacy is pretty much intact. I don't think that would elevate.
Got to stop comparing that. Like we got to stop that.
And I think if he would have beat him in the Super Bowl, like, that would have been a possibility. He would have beat him in the Super Bowl, like when he was with Philadelphia, it would have been a total different story. You know what I'm saying? Because Philadelphia had no business there. But no.
Well, I will say that, but at the same time, Philadelphia, when they went to the Super Bowl, they were one of the best teams in the league because they had McNabb and Terrell Owens. And Terrell Owens came back from a bad leg injury, so that was one of the best teams they had. It was just Tom Brady and the Patriots. The Eagles were a good team, but the Patriots was a better team, and they showed it on the field. So
yeah.
But I wouldn't that's not going to hurt Andy Reid's legacy, nor is going to elevate it because he has a Super Bowl. He has the brass ring that he's been looking for, which was
correct.
he won in the Super Bowl.
Yeah. So, like I said, I agree with you guys and what Ricky said. That it wouldn't elevate anything.
No, I mean we all know that Belichick is a good coach, but you don't. He's not like the measuring stick as far as like if this coach has to beat him, his legacy's established. No,
Correct.
not necessarily.
I agree.
Yeah.
So I mean, like I said, people we get so caught up in wanting to compare this to that and people to people, and I get it. That's in any and every sport. I get it. Some way down the line, we got to stop that though.
Yeah,
we've got to stop that. We got to appreciate the people for who they are and the greatness that they come and what they bring to the table themselves, instead of using a measuring stick for someone else. Because you're never going to live up to someone else's expectations. You're never going to live up to another man's journey and venture and how he got to where he is. And we got to stop that.
Right. Yeah, that's why I stopped. I mean, it gets exhausted after a while. So.
Yeah, I wanted to ask. I know we spoke about Mike Tomlin and a possibility of him leaving, and then we also spoke about the possibility of Pete Carroll. Out of the three, and then you could throw a wild card. If you're out there listening, which coach is leaving first? Is it Nagy for Chicago? Because they're not firing. They've never fired during the season ever. Like it's been over like 100 years or something crazy that the Bears have fired somebody during a season. So after the season, I can still see all these coaches, but it'd be Nagy, Mike Tomlin, or Pete Carroll, or is there another coach that you can see that won't make it to next season? What do you think, Dre?
I don't see nobody getting fired unless it's like something drastic happen. I don't see nobody getting fired unless they go back to college, which I know there's a couple college openings available, but I really don't see nobody because for one, the Bears are cheap. They're going to keep Nagy around because they're cheap. Pete Carroll's not going to go anywhere because he's pretty much entrenched in Seattle. He's not going anywhere. Seattle pretty much has a bad rap as far as they had a couple bad breaks, injuries and the offensive line, and Pete Carroll's done enough for Seattle that he's not going anywhere. Tomlin, I really don't see nobody going anywhere. I thought it was gonna be Flores from Miami, but Miami's starting to win. I mean, maybe I don't see nobody leaving. I really don't. I really don't see nobody leaving. I mean, even Mike Nagy. I don't think he's leaving. As much as people say he's gonna get fired, I don't think he's leaving. Go ahead, Phil.
If I have to choose, Nagy's probably gone.
I don't think Nagy's going to stay. Yeah, I don't think the other ones might have
to choose. But I don't look for Tomlin to be there.
Yeah. I hope Tomlin stays. I even like Pete Carroll, but I just don't think Nagy's going to make it. Like I said earlier, I don't think Dre, you didn't hear, but that one game that Justin Fields looks great was when Mike Nagy wasn't there. So
this is true, but I just know how the Bears front office works. They're very cheap. They're very cutthroat. They don't like to spend money. So I don't see him leaving unless it's like even though the Bears are falling on hard times, and I just don't see them unless they hit a home run in the coaching department. I don't see Nagy leaving. He might leave next season. But I don't see him leaving this season. If he does leave, then I'll come back and say I was wrong. But I just don't see him leaving because it's not because of him. It's because of how the Bears front office works. They're very cheap. I thought my front office was cheap, but nah, the Bears got us beat. So
they're cheapish.
They're very cheap. The Bears are very cheap.
Yeah. One last topic in the NFL world, and I wanted to say, and I'm glad that you're on, that Cordell Patterson is probably the most underrated player in the NFL right now. Just gonna throw that out there for all the Atlanta Falcons fans. He's underrated. Like, it's amazing the weeks that he was out injured, the Falcons could not score. He comes back and scores. Like they just blew up the place. And y'all need to keep him for life. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not up to me. That's up to the front
Oh
office.
yeah. Oh yeah, but y'all need to keep them for
That's up to the
life.
front office. Oh yeah. Don't get me wrong, we would love to keep him, but like I said, our salary cap don't look so good. I know they said they're trying to extend Matt Ryan and Grady Jarrett. They'll free up some cap space, but you know how people are. They come on to audition for a team and they ball out, and then they want a big payday, and the team that they're playing for can't provide that, so they go somewhere else. So I would love for
Bobby
him
Wagner
to stay.
is not underrated because for one, he's getting paid like he's supposed to. So I will not. He's not underrated. Everybody knows what Bobby Wagner can do and is supposed to do. CP is out there literally.
He's basically our whole offense
by himself, running back and wide receiver.
He's our whole offense, and that's sad to say because if you go back when you was like way back a couple years ago when the Falcons had probably one of the best offenses in the league, and now it's like they're basically what they're not. This man has basically been our whole, like I said, running the ball, passing the ball, catching the ball.
Lisa said, he is our whole offense. He is our whole offense.
He is.
108 rushing yards last game, and I can't remember the last time we had a run with those numbers, and that says a lot. It's got to be, of course, it's your, what's his name? I can't think of his name.
Arthur Smith.
It's been that long?
It's Arthur Smith is our coach, but
no, I'm talking about your running back. No, I was thinking about your running. No, she said with numbers. The last game, which is I can't remember
the last person that had over 100 yards for us was Devontae Freeman.
Exactly. Thank you.
That's it. But
yeah,
as much as I hate to say it, and I may be wrong, I don't see him staying with Atlanta because he's going to want to look for payday, and we're not going to be able to give him that. I'm not saying he's at the end of his career, but he's up there in age. You know, he's been in the game for a long, long time. I just don't see him staying with us. If he does stay with us, I'll be grateful. But I don't see him staying with us because you know how a player does when they go and have that 1 year where they're playing some ball and then teams throw the money at him. I just don't see him staying. I would love for him to stay, but I don't see him staying there. And that Southern cuisine, you go to Atlanta, you can eat it. There's a lot of places in Atlanta you can eat. Yeah, there's a lot of places in Atlanta you can eat. So
he's eating everything, and he's not doing as bad as what's his name in New Orleans with basketball.
Zion Williamson.
Yeah, but he's getting there.
And you got strip clubs there. He's living his best life. So
he's getting them wings. He's getting them chicken wings.
Yeah.
Magic City University.
The African American Culture Center.
Yes.
But
if y'all don't know,
I agree. I don't see him staying with Atlanta after this season the way he's been playing because teams are going to want to pay him big money. So I would love for him to stay, but I just don't see it because money talks and bullshit runs a marathon.
He said if his mother can work 3 jobs, I can play 3 positions.
And he has wide receiver, running back, and he runs back kick. So I mean, he does everything. So.
He does everything. He might as well just be, at this rate, he can just be everything, like the quarterback, the
like I said all the time, he's Mr. Do Everything. Like he's Mr. Do Everything. Like whatever you need, if you need a big play, or you need to change mood, or you need a positive play, get about 84.
Yeah, that was like one. I will say when we played you guys, I wanted to see Cordell. Like everybody else might not want to see Cordell, but I knew the difference when your team didn't
I mean, you
have him.
saw it. You saw it in the Patriots game where he didn't play. It totally
Yeah,
just
yeah.
when
It
he didn't
threw.
play against the Patriots. It totally affected our plan. I mean, I didn't expect us to beat the Patriots, but it totally affected our game plan because you didn't have that dynamic. You didn't have that dynamic plan. So
Yeah, yeah. That your mojo, I would say, was gone.
yeah, it was gone and everything else. But I mean, and the crazy thing about it is that Atlanta's still in the playoff picture. That's the crazy
Oh
part.
yeah, yeah.
That's the crazy part.
I thought I saw him selling popcorn inside a Mercedes Benz dome.
He
Oh,
does it. Like I
Ricky,
said, he's Mr.
did
Do It All. He does everything. Like he's one of those players where all he wants to do is just help the team and make a play. Wish I had more players like that, but
I need one of him. I need
you
one of
know,
him. Can you come? I need something like that in Dallas. Like, come on. Like
Yeah.
we're even, even Cowboys are even talking about benching Zeke and starting and or slowing down Zeke and letting him heal and playing Pollard more. Even though they're saying he's a full go this week, we'll see how he act. We'll see how that knee acts against the Saints. If
you know
he
Jerry.
if it's
You
if
know
it's like
Jerry.
how it is last week, Pollard would be the man.
Yeah, but
For the next couple.
Pollard's not a bad player, so it wouldn't be a total drop off.
Yeah, it wouldn't be a total drop. I like Tony.
Yeah.
Moving on to the NBA real quick.
Oh my God.
Um, I wanted to say that Golden State is on fire. Everybody knows that. Everybody knows how
Under
on fire,
understatement.
on fire. But they are without one of the light skinned brothers, and he just got cleared to go
Oh, wait a minute.
100%. He just got cleared, so he will be coming back soon. Like I know they said around Christmas, but if he just got cleared to go 100% today,
Well,
I would not be shocked.
he's been designated to the G League. Him and Westerman, they're getting their run, so they'll be back sooner than Christmas.
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
yeah. So, like I
Oh
said, this
my
team is
God.
already on fire.
I
You
will
bring
say this
back the
though.
light skin. You bring
I
back
will-
this light skin cat that hadn't played in over 2 years.
I will say this though.
Oh my
Good
God.
luck.
I will say this. I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna let y'all go after I say this. Tonight's a big game. They got a big game tonight.
Mm-hmm.
They're playing the Suns, and the Suns won 17 straight. I'm gonna try to see if I can find it on TV. That's like Tyson and Holyfield right there.
Mm-hmm.
That's gonna be a huge game in the West because
It's on TNT. I think it's on TNT tonight.
me and Phil talked about it last week. If there's one team out there that can hang with Golden State, I'm not saying beat them but if there's one team that can hang with Golden State, it's definitely Phoenix.
Yeah.
And they're playing tonight in about 13 minutes, and I'm gonna try to catch it because I want to see that. I want to see that game.
It's on TNT, I think, because because this game was supposed to be really good, which it looks like it. So and then that game was supposed to be next. It's on TNT. So this is going to be one of those moments you're going to be like, oh, we're going to have to watch this. Like we turned our cable off. We turned our good old cable off. Yeah. I know I could watch it through my mom on the computer. But we let the cable go. Like we're not cable, but we let YouTube TV. I watched everything. But that game, I will say, that's one of those games I'm like, okay, I might have to watch that. Like,
it's so
I might not
watch
too many. Yeah,
it's so early in the season, but that's because Phoenix has been playing some good ball. We talk about Golden State, but Phoenix has been playing some good ball, and that's going to be the game to see because I mean, if Phoenix wins tonight,
it's going to be a potential playoff.
It could be a potential Western Conference Finals matchup.
Yes,
it could be.
Yes,
it could be a potential Western Conference Finals matchup.
Yeah,
because it's just like I said.
Go ahead, Phil. I'm 80% sure that this is the Western Conference Finals we're about to watch. Yeah. I'm 80% sure.
I agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
80%. That's a lot. That's a lot. Yeah. That's a lot. So I mean, we're looking at it, and I'm sitting here, and I'm trying to find a reason to say,
Yeah.
oh well, this won't last, or oh, Golden State is back, whether you
Hmm.
Yeah.
like it or not.
Hmm.
Golden State is back.
Yeah.
If Clay is 60% back, there is no stopping the Golden State Warriors.
Hmm.
No.
You can go ahead and wrap that up.
Hmm.
That's just what it is. Whether people like it or not, they're back.
Yeah.
And I sat back and I said, you know what? Oh, they might not be back yet. Maybe it's this, maybe it's that. No, I don't have any more maybes. It's clear cut that they're back.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
is not a fluke. This is not a fluke, people. This is not a fluke. This is
Yeah.
theory. This is real Golden State Warriors being back. It's not a fluke.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Ricky asked about the Lakers. I can see them playing
Oh
in
my God.
the play-in. At this rate, they're at the play-in. You know what I'm saying? Not saying they can't get better. Because more likely they are. After LeBron James comes back, he has to definitely miss. They said 10 games, unless he gets 2 back-to-back negative tests. Um,
At this point, it don't
but
even
for
matter because they're not going anywhere. They're not
yeah,
I
going
don't
anywhere.
care. I don't care. I don't care.
like if
You
they
can.
if the season ended today, let's just say we only went 20 games, they would be number 7 because that's how bad that division
And
is
guess who they have?
looking
And guess who they
like.
have to play? They will have to play Phoenix.
Yeah, number 2,
They will
number
have to
2.
play Phoenix, and like Phil said last week, he said I said 5. He said it'll be a sweep. So
Yeah, yeah,
if
I
they
agree with
play,
that.
I don't think they will win. And the Russell Westbrook experiment was
It's not working.
such a just a fantasy that people just had, and they just thought that they would just run through and do whatever. Y'all need to realize y'all got, for a Lakers fan, y'all need to realize y'all have Russell Westbrook, who has the highest margin of turnovers in games. You're not beating teams like Golden State and Phoenix. Hell, you're not even beating Utah
or
turning over the
Denver,
ball, because
or
Utah
Denver.
or Denver,
Hmm.
especially, I don't even think you can beat Utah, because Utah is very sound defensively, and they really get after you. They make you turn the ball over.
Yeah.
So you're not even beating Utah, and you just want me to think because you have LeBron James, everything is okay. No,
No,
it's
Right.
not. You
Right.
have an aging player, and it is showing.
and he needs
It is
help.
showing.
Like I don't
He
care.
needs the
He
help.
needs shooters.
He
He
needs
needs
shooters
shooters.
around him. He can't do it all. Like this is not the LeBron we knew back from
And
let's
he
just
said,
say 10 years ago, 5 years ago.
he said
Um,
that he'll never be 100% again. He doesn't know he'll ever be 100% again.
Oh, he knows
like
that. That's why
he
he said
knows
it
that.
last year. He knows that. That's why
He's
he
Mhm.
like
said
what
it last
30?
year.
He's 38, right?
30, 36 or 37. I want to
Like
say
I
30.
thought
He might be
yeah,
38.
yeah, I think he's close to it, but we gotta
Nah,
remember he's
he's 36.
36. Okay, he just
He's
looked it up.
36.
Yeah, because I
Yeah,
was
he's
like, he can't
36.
be. He's. I know he's getting up there in age. He's actually going to be 37. That's what it is. He'll
Yeah, he'll
be
be 37.
37 at the end of December. Um, it's hard. It's
Yeah.
it's it's hard on your body. Once you get over that certain age, that it's like unless you're Tom Brady that has found the fountain of youth, which I need to still call him and ask you where this fountain of youth is. Um,
I say Father's time is undefeated. But
and
I think Brady's fighting them to the final round though.
exactly. And Brady's still winning. Like, I don't care what
Hmm.
nobody says. Brady is still winning over Father Time. Because LeBron, I'm not saying he's not great. I'm not saying that, not saying that at all. LeBron is still going to be LeBron. But I haven't seen the injury bug kick his butt like it is this season. And even though it's like, what, only 2 times, that was more than what we're normally used to seeing. We're not used to seeing him missing more than like a game,
Yeah.
2 games. And so I agree with him. Like what you say, he's not going to be 100%, but he needs somebody around him that can shoot. And the only person I feel that is around him that can shoot is Melo. I'm just going to throw that out there. Is Melo? It is Hoodie Melo. That's all you got.
Pretty much. And he don't even know how long he's gonna keep it
and
up
even
because
having Hoodie Melo, we've seen where he has started to decline in certain games where he's not scoring like he normally would. So I mean, you got an aging team. You had to expect this. If you didn't, shame on you. You had to expect that this team, being with the age that they are, you had to expect this. You can't sit here and tell me you didn't.
Yeah, you didn't think all these old people it was going to be an okay thing to do, like.
No, well, they said they saw LeBron. They was trying to hit you on the one last ride. Especially a lot of these players that don't have a ring, they just figured they'll try to hit you on before he left.
Okay, well,
it's not working. It's not working out for him. Yeah, it's not.
Damn it,
it's not working out for him.
Golden State is back. The ride's over. Enough's enough. Damn it.
Right.
I'm just saying, like, you should have got like a younger free agent. I get what they were trying to do. I get that you get these bargain deals on these older players. You know what I'm saying? Because, like you said, it's their last ride, but it is definitely showing like they can't even get out the driveway.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're not scaring that one. The Lakers are all-star retirement home. Facts.
And then Dre knows because I've talked to Dre. Me and Dre have talked, and I've said it. I told Dre, I said, hey, the Lakers need to seriously think before they react. They need to get Buddy Hield some way, somehow. Because I do not think Russell Westbrook is the answer to what's about to go down with this team. And Lord and behold, what do? They go get Russell Westbrook. And I'm like, oh, okay. Oh, so this is what you're doing. This is what you wanted to do. So you got him. And what's going on? What's happening? We're seeing exactly what I knew what I was seeing. This team is not in championship. It's not a championship form team, really. You got a lot of people. If this is 2010, oh my God, man. It wouldn't even be close. They probably would lose 2 games. This is not 2010.
Yeah, about 10 years too late.
Yeah, this is like one of those WWE WWE matches. Like this would have been good if this would have happened 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Especially and we've seen a lot of those, especially the Goldberg and Undertaker match. Mm-hmm. That was 20 years too late.
Yeah, this is what I feel like we're at with the Lakers. Like this team was good 10 years ago, or on NBA Live, like some video game. Like it looks amazing on a video game. Like this team is the shit on all, But to me, I'm just going to put it out there, and I know some people, but Westbrook is too streaky for me. Like he's either on or he's completely off. Like I really feel like he does not have.
He's a sometimes shooter.
Yes, like he doesn't have just like, oh, I just scored 12 points and two rebounds. Like it's something really bad. Like it's really off. Or like I said, he looks amazing. And then the Lakers fans, this is why we got him. Look at those stats. Yada yada yada. But then the next game he looks like the man that we thought he would be.
Can I say something? I'm gonna say this right now. And you can sit here and say, oh, he gets triple doubles. Mm-hmm. I'm all fine if you get a triple double and it's efficient. And here's what I mean by efficient. In no shape, form, or fashion do I expect you to have 15 assists with 8 turnovers. That's not efficient.
Right.
Efficient. That's not efficient. I don't care who you are. That's not efficient. You should He leads the league in turnovers with at least 5 per
I think
game.
it's like five. I think it's like
That
five.
that amazes me. So no, it's not efficient. It is not. This is not efficiency at all. I don't know who thought it would be. I don't know who thought. I don't know what you thought. But I'm gonna tell you what you don't, what you didn't know. Well, no, excuse me.
Yeah.
What you should have known was this isn't gonna work. That's what you
Yeah.
should have known. And everybody can say, "Oh, it's still early in the season." I don't care if it's still early in the season. The writing is on the wall. It is proof. This is proof that this is gonna be a problem, and it's not gonna get any better right now. It's really not. I'm
It's not.
sorry. I do not have that. I don't have that faith to say, "Oh, well, they're fine. They'll be fine. They always find a way." No, I'm not looking. That's not the team I'm looking at. I'm looking at a team that is aged. They don't have shooters, and they don't play defense
What's
at
defense?
all.
What's that? People play defense
They don't play defense.
at
So
all.
let's look at it this way. And here's the funny thing: when you are struggling to beat a team like the Pistons, who only have 4 wins under their belt, you beat them by 4. We got a problem. We got a real problem.
Yeah.
We got a real problem. You have a real problem by 4. A team of that, I can't even say caliber because they're not a team of caliber.
Yeah.
They're a young team. When you go out and stink up the joint and you look like you're going to blow out, not Golden State, there's Oklahoma City Thunder. And they come back and they just start shooting and just start beating you senseless.
Mhm.
We got a problem.
Not once, but twice.
Twice. You have lost to the Oklahoma City Thunder. And you
Your
want
game
me to
just
sit here.
that game just started, Dre. Your Warriors Suns game.
Yeah, I just turned to it. It's about the battle of the winning streak, 16-game winning streak versus a 7-game winning streak.
I'm picking the Warriors. I'm picking the Warriors.
Nets survived by free throws to beat the Knicks. 112 to 110. And Ricky, we just scored again, and the Blues have tied it up 3-3.
Oh man, if I knew the game was gonna be here, I would have went. I didn't know the game was in Phoenix. I should have went.
Yeah, you should have went.
I should have went.
Yeah.
Nah,
you need to get the schedule. You need to get the schedule on your.
Well, actually, I got the magnet schedule on my refrigerator.
Yeah, we need you. We need you to read it.
Thanks to Dex. But if I do that,
ain't no to read, right?
Yeah, we need to actually read it.
Honestly, I probably wouldn't win because you know how much the tickets would have been. Probably been like $800, $900.
Yeah, you know he cheap.
Yeah, we know. We know.
I'm better off just watching it at my house where it's safe.
But I'm saying like Dallas game, even though Dallas is not horrible, but Dallas's tickets aren't that bad.
Nah,
like they're better. They're still better than NFL.
It's just the fact that it's the Suns. They're playing good, and the Warriors in town. As much as people love their Suns out here, they love Steph Curry too. So
yeah, I believe it.
They love Steph Curry.
It's a light skinned guy versus a light skinned guy.
Basically, yeah, Devin Booker versus Steph Curry. So
Steph Curry.
Yeah. So yeah,
this is light skin magic.
I wasn't even gonna waste my time. Going out there. Matter of fact, I should see how much tickets cost and see how much they are, so I can laugh.
Yes, but what I wanted to laugh at before we took off, ignore the kid in the background. He's on the toilet. I am not hurting him. He is not near me. I am doing a show, baby. You can do it. So last night, Joker went to Miami. They played Miami. They hadn't played each other since the incident went down. And his brothers rolled up. They were on like 3 rows away. And of course, nothing happened. Joker, did what he was supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
And they went to the club. This is the best part. They went to the club and bottle service is coming through, and they played the Suburbia National Anthem. I'm like, out of all the songs, and then there's video of them like singing it loud. Like, of course, it was like perfect song because I wouldn't have thought to play it. But like, the brothers are singing their national anthem loud as shit. Like, I ain't mad at them, but out of all the things to play in the club, like, yeah, they kicked their ass in Miami and then kicked it in Miami.
I'm kind of glad they did because it just shows that now. Well, I will say, Miami's pretty much open to all kinds of cultures.
Yeah.
I'm just glad finally to see that America, well, I won't say the whole country, just see some parts of the country are embracing others' cultures. So you gotta give respect to them.
Yeah, he got the juice to play his own music in the club.
Yeah, so I mean, it's
and not even in your city.
Yeah, but that's the thing. I figured it'd be some smoke, but I guess it wasn't none. And
none.
Jokic had a pretty good game last night. I heard he dominated last night in the Nuggets game, and I guess they're gonna let bygones be bygones for now. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. I'm still waiting for the smoke though. I'm still waiting for the smoke.
I don't think it is done, but yeah, the fact, like I said, he showed up and then he said that of course people are booing him, and he's like, I played in Suburbia. Like, what do you think? Like, this isn't nothing,
right?
Like what he went through in his own country, like. Yeah, but against Miami, he did 33 minutes, 24 points, 15 rebounds, and 7 assists.
Yeah, so I mean, it's good, man. It's good. It's a good. That's good. Nothing happened. I mean, I was expecting it, but I'm glad it was. So I'm glad nothing happened, and they played ball, and nothing really happened. And they went to Miami, had a good time, and now they're going back to Denver.
Yep. And congratulations, Ricky said, to the Michigan Wolverines. That was one hell of a win.
Yeah, they're number 2 in the playoff behind my dogs. My dogs are number 1 still, and hopefully they're still number 1 after Saturday. So,
yes, I want to. Let's keep your finger crossed. We've already talked about this.
Yeah, I'm already getting the smack talk from my family members who are Bama fans. So.
Please beat them. Missouri is still torn from when they first got into SEC and had a chance to make it, and we got ran over by Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry was like, "No, but your dream of actually going to get there,
crest." But Derrick Henry was doing that to everybody, so you're not alone.
Yeah, but he did it. Yeah, he did it to Mizzou. He killed it. Like I think Trey Mason too. I think Trey Mason was on that team.
Mason was at Auburn, so he probably
he was
did
at
too.
Auburn, but I think he did it too. But they both did it. But that year, Derrick Henry killed us.
Yeah. So fingers crossed, man, that we exercise the demon that is Alabama.
Yeah. Yeah, because it was a 2014 SEC championship. Like I said, we just got into SEC, and yeah, it was.
Yeah, so hopefully we finish the job and take that dog out to the pasture and shoot him.
Oh yeah, because I need y'all to do that, like for real.
Yeah, I think it was just like that with the Braves and the Astros. I think everybody's going to be Georgia fans come Saturday.
Oh yeah, I'm about to be your biggest cheerleader because sweet baby Jesus.
Hey man, we get the job done. We get the job done. That's all I ask.
That's all I want. Some people are saying that the Alabama's overrated. I'm like, how can you call them overrated? Oh, because they're not beating the teams by 20 points like they used to, so they're overrated, but they're still winning.
Yeah.
Last time I checked, a W was a W.
Exactly. You can't call a team overrated.
I don't understand that. I don't understand.
People.
Let's call it for what it is. You hate them because they're great. And
Exactly.
that's just what it is. And that's what it comes down to when it came to LeBron James, Michael Jordan, Tom Brady,
Kevin
um,
Durant.
Kevin Durant. You hate them because they're great. You
Yeah.
hate
Yep.
them because they are the one constant that can stop your team from advancing somewhere when you
Yeah.
meet up against them. So that's just
Yep.
what it is. You hate them because they're great. You don't hate them.
Mhm.
You can't say they're overrated. Now you can't be overrated winning. Just
Yeah.
winning. You
Right.
can't be. Overrated
Yeah.
is when you don't live up to your standards. You win, but you don't win the big one. That's
Exactly.
overrated.
Yeah. Somebody, Ricky asked, "What are your thoughts about Lincoln Riley and Brian Kelly taking their due jobs?" Lincoln Riley was, eh, but
That's
Brian
gonna be my
Kelly,
part. That's gonna be my partner shot because I got a whole speech about that.
yeah, we'll let you do. But I'll say my thought about Brian Kelly was he needed something to get over that hump to get into the playoffs, and I don't think Notre Dame was going to get him there. And him jumping to the SEC, he has he does what he's did in ND, like he has a chance.
Hmm.
Like I really think he can do it.
I think
But
the reason why he went to the SEC because in Notre Dame you have to actually be smart to play football.
yeah,
You got to
yeah,
actually be smart to play football. So
exactly. They just let you in at SEC.
SEC,
Like,
all you gotta do is just act like you know what the class is,
exactly.
and then it's like if you know what the class is, you know how to write your name on a piece of paper. You're pretty much in the
Yeah. A
playing
C
football.
keeps
You're
you on the
good.
team. A
Yeah,
C
put you on
keeps
the
you on the
team.
team.
Because
Notre
I'm
Yeah.
Dame,
telling
you
you, in
come with a C,
Texas,
you on the bench studying if you're in Notre Dame with a C.
Right, exactly.
So
You gotta have I think you gotta have at least 3.0 to even play on the Notre Dame team.
Jesus, yeah, that's definitely not. That's not what you need in here. Because I was like Texas. Texas, I know is not that. So I'm pretty sure they're not what A&M is now, but
Hmm.
nowhere near what you need. But I really think this helps him though to get to that playoff push that he has been craving his whole career.
I mean, don't get me wrong. They make the playoffs. They just everybody knows that when
Getting
Notre Dame makes the playoffs, whoever team is
that's
playing
it.
has pretty much got a guaranteed ride to the national championship.
Exactly. Yeah.
So he's I think he's gonna do okay at LSU because he's in Louisiana. He really doesn't have a lot of competition there. I mean, you got Alabama and Texas A&M, but he got a whole state to himself, and he could pretty much, what I'm
Yeah.
saying, recruit a lot of those guys to stay in state. So I think it'd be a lot easier for him to do that vice Notre Dame. And then, like I said, he don't have to worry about nobody being smart. All you gotta do is just learn how to run fast and write your name on a piece of paper, and you good. You can play football then.
You like to play football? Yeah, start. Okay, you got the team. Here's scholarship. Like,
Class
oh,
smash. You could practice. You could go to class after practice. Go to practice. So
yeah, that was. I don't know what happened. Oregon, like they just.
yeah, and it's about to be even more crazy for Oregon because Lincoln Riley about to turn that program around. He's about to make USC a powerhouse again.
Yeah,
He definitely is.
yeah. So good luck on that.
Mhm.
Y'all nephew is mad because it's that time. He'll be fine though. But yeah, it's
Yeah,
okay.
I'm sitting watching the game, and Phoenix is up on Golden State by 4 right now.
Yes, you
What?
hear.
Well, actually, it's one now. It's 13-12 Phoenix.
Yeah, it's gonna be like that. I think it's gonna be going back and forth
It's gonna be like
all night.
151 to 149 the way they score.
Uh, yeah, at this rate, yes.
Yeah.
And because of that, I will say it is down to our parting shot. And since I know you have a parting shot, Uncle Dre,
That man is just unreal. No matter what you do on him as a player, that's probably like the most deflating thing as a player. You got to play all that defense on Steph Curry, and he still drops a 3 in your eyeball. That is just so deflating. I'll be like, Coach, what you want me to do? I'm on him, and he still hits it. Like that's got to be so deflating. But go ahead, LD. I didn't mean to.
No, you're fine. I was going to tell you since you know you have a parting shot. Go ahead and say it.
Oh, well, that was a mini one because, like I said, Steph Curry is probably one of the greatest. He will be one of the greatest shooters of our generation ever. I will say this. I know a lot of people have been talking about Lincoln Riley and Brian Kelly taking these jobs, and rightfully so. And I know a lot of people said that the way they went about doing it was kind of messed up, which it was because you have all these kids. You have all these kids that are, they're so invested. They say, "Oh, don't play for a coach, play for school." But when you're talking to a coach and they're trying to recruit you to come to that school, that gives you that bond, that trust, that chemistry, because they saw out of all the players they're trying to recruit, they came after you because they see something in you that can help their team. And the way I've seen how Lincoln Riley and Kelly both kind of went about addressing their players and their coaching staff on their departure was kind of crazy. It was kind of jacked up, honestly, because these are kids. These kids, they give their blood, sweat, and tears to a program, and all of a sudden, and then you tell them, "Oh, I'm not going anywhere. I'm gonna stay here for the long haul." And I'm not chastising them because, I mean, looking at their contracts, I mean, Riley's getting $10 million a year, and Kelly's getting $15 million a year. I would have left too. It's just the way they did it. And it sucks because these kids, they trust you with their career and their life, and all of a sudden you up and leave, and you just pretty much kind of betray them in a way. This is why I when people say, "Oh, they should get rid of the transfer portal and these NIL deals," I say absolutely not. Because if a coach can up and leave on a whim without no explanation, then these players can do the same. Yeah. Everybody say, "Oh, well, they signed a scholarship. They should be committed to the school." Well, say that to the coaches, when the coaches that leave.
Yeah.
So I mean, you can't chastise the kids and don't say nothing about these coaches. That's why I said when these kids transfer out and go to another school, they're just doing something to better their career. Why are people giving them such a hard time, but not saying that to these coaches that both? And, Lincoln Riley said himself, "I'm not gonna go be the coach at LSU," but in the back of his mind, he was like, "But I'm gonna be the coach." He should have added a but. But I'm gonna be the coach at USC. But I'm gonna be the coach at USC. So
yeah, like the deal is 110
million. They hooked him up.
Yeah,
they gave him like USC rolled out the red carpet for him.
Bought both of his homes that were in Norman, so over the asking price. So that's $1 million, and then buying a $6 million home for him in LA, and then unlimited use of a private jet for the family.
And he's getting $110 million, which is 10 years,
Yeah.
So that's like $10 million a month. So like I said,
million,
they wrote the check. Like I said, don't get me wrong. I'm not chastising Lincoln Riley because if I would have been offered it as a coach, I would have been on the first thing smoking. Like I would have been like, you know what? But me personally, if I was offered that, I would go at least tell my players and my coaches, be like, "Hey, this is what I've been offered. I'm seriously thinking about taking this. So I'm giving y'all I'm giving y'all the forewarning that I might go, so that can give you a chance if you want to transfer, if you want to go look for another job, if you're an assistant, if you want to go look for another job. I'm giving y'all that forewarning because I want y'all to do what's best for you, like I'm doing what's best for me." You know what I'm saying? Like it's crazy, like how these coaches left. They said Lincoln Riley came in there, he was all mad about it, and he was upset about it. But the coach, one thing about human beings, when they feel betrayed, they can see through all the bullshit. When you feel betrayed, you can see through all the bullshit. And them Oklahoma players saw right through it. They were just like, "You know what? You did this to yourself. Don't try to come cry to us now. You already knew you was going to take the deal. Why are you trying to these crocodile tears?" And then he came out and said, "I'm trying to do this for my family." Well, you should have said that beforehand. If you would have said that beforehand, I don't think you would have been in this much trouble. Same thing with Brian Kelly. He was there for 11 minutes. 11 minutes. Didn't really address the players that much, and then he left. Yeah. Like they said that I was reading Twitter last night, and there was an assistant coach that was actually trying to recruit a player to go to Notre Dame. He said he got the breaking news walking out the recruiter's house on social media. You know how shitty you got to feel to try to recruit a player to come to your program and your head coach is leaving? You know how shitty you have to feel, like,
and didn't tell you. You just wasted your
and
energy.
then you just went in there, recruited a player to come to your program, and then you walk out and then you look and see that your boss man is leaving. You know how shitty you would feel? I just be like, I just told this kid to come to my program to help us win, and now the guy that I'm recruiting for is leaving to go to another program. You know how shitty that is? I would be so mad at him. Like, bro, you got me out here recruiting and you're leaving. Like, what the fuck? Like, come on. Like, it's crazy, man. So I don't have an issue with players. I don't have an issue with players going to the transfer portal, nor I have an issue with them taking these deals. And a lot of people say, oh, they shouldn't be getting paid. Like, come on. Like, you see how much these coaches are getting paid to coach football? Hell, I want to coach. Let me coach.
Yeah.
It don't even have to be a big school. It don't even have to be a big school. It could be
games.
It could be East Timbuktu, Tennessee Tech, for all I care, for how much they getting paid. Like,
yeah, I only need 3 games.
Yeah,
I only need three games.
I just need a game. Let me coach a half. Let me just coach a half. That's all I need. A half. But that's my part in shot. My part in shot is stop chastising these kids for doing what these coaches been doing for years. And
exactly.
Stop trying to hold these kids to these schools that don't give a fuck about them, or these coaches that don't give a fuck about them, because you sound like a hypocrite when you do it. Like, you say all this stuff about these kids, about how they shouldn't be jumping from school to school, but you don't say nothing about these coaches that jump from school to school and get paid all this money to coach football. Like I said, don't get me wrong. If I was in that situation, somebody offered me that money, I'd take it too. But you just got to be tactful about things. You can't just leave your team high and dry, or the people high and dry that you recruited to come win for your team. So that's my part in shot.
I saw that Lincoln flipped the quarterback.
Yeah, he's got the number one dual threat. Like I said, I will say, like I said, USC, give him a couple years, USC will be dominant again. It's going to be very difficult to recruit out of California now, because Lincoln Riley already had a pipeline going to California, and just the fact now he's in California now, he's definitely going to put USC back on the map again. And I think that would be good for college football, because you need a team like a USC or Miami to be dominant again. That'll be good for college football.
I told the players in the press he wasn't leaving, then bolted. He's in Hawaii now.
That's like what's the guy's name? Bobby Petrino, when he left the Falcons in the middle of the night, just left the Falcons. Yeah, it happens. Like, don't lie. If you know you're going to leave to go to another team,
just say it.
Be upfront. Be upfront. Yeah, they're going to probably be mad at you, but I'll be honest. I'd rather you be honest up front and say, hey, I might be going to another team, than just sneak off and then, next thing you know, you say, oh, I'm not going anywhere. Next thing you know, you're at a press conference for another school getting all this money. And they said this is not Brian Kelly's first time, because they said when he went to Notre Dame, he did the same thing to Cincinnati. So this is his track record. This is his track record. So and like I said, when Petrino did that, I was like, I hope he never wins anything else in life. And I hope karma rains down his ass. And sure enough, he went to Arkansas. He got caught cheating on his wife. His team sucked. He got fired. And he went to Louisville. He got fired again. So karma gave him the skibbity pap. So I mean, I don't expect that to happen to Lincoln Riley. I think Lincoln Riley is going to turn that program around. I think USC will be dominant. And just give him a couple years, he's going to start getting his recruiting classes in. I think he's going to have them back within the in the playoff picture. I think Brian Kelly will do the same at LSU, because now he doesn't have to worry about if you're smart or not. You can just recruit you, because if you got 24 credits hours and you can actually read a book, he'll have you on your team. So I mean, I think it's good for college football that a lot of these programs that's been bad for years, they're actually starting to be good again. Now I'm just waiting on Miami and Florida State and Florida to be good again, so it could be all right. But we'll see. But yeah, that's my part in shot. I just leave these kids alone and let them be. Stop chastising them for shit that you don't chastise the coach about when they do the same thing.
Okay, just trying to calm your nephew down. He's upstairs, upset, hostile. Phil, you got a part in shot? Phil.
I think Phil's asleep.
I think he is too.
I think he's
Phil.
asleep.
Phil. Yes, he is. Yes,
I
Phil is.
think he's
I
sleeping.
think Phil. Okay, so if you're new to the show, watching the show, Phil works like a Hebrew slave, and he works all the hours. Like when I tell you, they want him to come to work, he has no choice, but he goes to work. So he's always working, and we were grateful for him to be on. But yeah, I think he fell asleep.
I think he fell asleep.
My parting shot is, I took a mental health break the last couple weeks, and I'm still down 100%. It's always good to check on your strong friends, and it's always good to check on people that, I will say it's okay to check on people that are always checking on you. Like, check on them. I thought about a lot of things of just what to do, and working out has definitely helped me. I will say I work out like every day now. I do something, yoga, weights. I am like got to the point now, like we're probably changing you'll be surprised. I'm changing my Cardinals room. I'm still going to be Cardinals, but I'm changing it from an extra bedroom to a workout gym. It's going to be a workout room. Like we're still going to have an extra bedroom. Just I'm going to get rid of the bed stuff in there, and we don't need 2 extra bedrooms. So it's not like we have that much company spend the night.
Mm-hmm.
But so I've already been talking to my mom. She's like, "Ooh, can I have the mattress?" Like, I'm already on it, like to get rid of everything. We just got to figure out a date, and then I can move my mirror up there. I want to get a workout bench for this one to work out. I just want to add different things to the room. So, I just say, just check on your friends. If you haven't heard from them in a while, check on them. They might just be busy, or they might be going through something. You never know until you check on them. And that's all I got to say. And then again, we did join a network, ASAP, All Sports, All Plays. I do my show with them on Wednesday night, and then sometimes I join them on Friday night. It was a money move. I'm not gonna lie. But also it put us with, just a group of people that were willing to take our BS and listen to loves of sports as much as we love sports. So with that being said, thank you everybody for coming to see us, and we will be back next Tuesday.
I'll try to be on time this time.
Yeah, hopefully you won't be like wherever you were. I don't know where you were. Probably sleep. Knowing you.
Look, I smoked today and I ate good.
Yeah, I already knew.
I was in La La Land, so.
I already knew. When you didn't answer my text, I already knew. I was like, I'm going to start this show. And I started, and Phil came in like not too long after. So it was all good. It worked out.
It was Taco Tuesday. I got me some tacos from Fuzzy, and I smoked, and I just was like, I looked at the clock, and I was like, shit.
Yeah, it's all good. It happens. But like I said, thank you everybody, and we will see you guys next week. Peace out.
Whole sports, all plays. Whole sports, all plays. Whole sports, all plays. 365, we making a plays. You talking the game, get you through the days. We're high in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety topics, living the same. All presentation, sports information. Hitting the airways, taking the nation. All sport, all plays, like working your faces. Grace at the field, so tie the laces. Whole sports, all plays. Network. Whole sports, all plays. Network. We on top of our game. Whole sports, all plays. Whole sports, all plays.